we discussed about conjunction and disjunction. So today we will be focusing on conjunction. Disjunction has been done. Today conjunction. So conjunction says that where we use the term and. So conjunction is shown by the reverse V symbol. So conjunction shown by V, reverse V or dot symbol. So example of a conjunction statement is that, suppose example A, sky is clear, then with B variable, you can go out. So how would you represent this? As A conjunction B. So remember, conjunction is represented by and statement, and word. So it will be said like this: sky is clear and you can go out. So now let us make a truth table on conjunction. So the truth table for conjunction on two variables. So truth table let us make on two variable A, V, B, that is conjunction. So how do we do that? Conjunction says that all the statements has to be true to be ultimately true. So let us draw the truth table first. Okay. So since there are two variables, so there will be 2 to the power of n, that is 2 to the power of 2 equals to 4 combinations. So here we will write A, B, A conjunction B. From the very left side, we will write 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So here 0 means false, 1 means true. So here both of the conditions are false, so it will be false, that is 0. 0, 1. If any one of them is true, it doesn't matter for conjunction. For conjunction, because conjunction says that both of the condition has to be true, so it is false. It is also false, and the last statement is true, since both of the statements are true. Now let us draw for three variable. So A conjunction B conjunction C. So there are how many variables? 3 variables. So 2 to the power of n. So 2 to the power of 3 is 8 combinations. So let us draw this chart. So we will write A, B, C, A conjunction B conjunction C. So we will write so from the from the C we will write 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 4 times. Then 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1. Then 4 zeros 4 1. What I have said, all of the conditions has to be true. So we can see that ultimately all of the conditions are true. So 1 and rest of the part will be 0. Since one of them is 0, so ultimately all will be 0. So this is the truth table for 3 variable. So now we will learn negation. Negation basically changes the output. So what is that? So if you have given an input of true, the output will be false, and if you have given a statement of false, you will be receiving the value of true. Negation is shown by this tilde symbol. So for example, if you have given an input of A, computer is fun. Now if I write like this, B equals negate A, so what will the answer? Computer is not fun. Basically it negates, it just changes the truth statement to false and false statement to true. So let us draw a truth table. Since it just accepts, since it has only one variable, so n equals to 1, so 2 to the power of n is 2 is only 2 variables. So let us draw the truth table. So A, B. So B is what? Negation of A. So let us write down rightly 0 1. So 0 will turn to 1 and 1 will turn to 0. Basically it's inverting everything. Then comes your double negation. Double negation. So in double negation, we just negate the negated value again. Basically, negation is double negation, or negation is also known as complement of complement. That is, suppose A equals to sky is clear today. So what will the negated form? The negated form will be sky is not clear today. Now if you do like this, negation of the negation, what will happen? We'll see the sky is clear today. So we'll again get the original value. So basically these two things are same. So that is why you can say that A equals double negation of itself. So let us do the truth table to understand it better. So these are the truth table. A negation A, again double negation A. So since there is only one variable, that is A only, so it is 1. So 2 to the power of 1 equals to two variables only, two combinations. So 0 1, this will become what? 1 0. Again this will transform into 0 1. Keep in mind that the double negation symbol can be represented in two ways, that is tick or tilde symbol. You can write the sky is clear today as like this only, like this. No, sky is not clear today. So what you are saying, that no, sky is not clear, basically it means that sky is clear today, right? So this is called the double negation. Next, implication. Implication is also known as conditional connectives. So what is conditional connectives? So let us first explain with some example. So first of all, let us see that how it is being shown in pi symbol. It is being shown by a single arrow. Okay, single arrow symbol, or like this also, imply symbol. So let us take an example. A, take the book from the library. B, take the book from the market. Now we will do what? We will do imply symbol. So basically it says that A implies B. So what will the statement? It will say that if the book, or say if the book is available in the library, then take it from there. Otherwise, take it from the market. Any one of them. It is saying that if the book is available in the library, take it from there. Take it from there. Otherwise, if basically said if it's not available in the library, otherwise take it from the market. So let us do this in the form of truth table. So the implication A implies B can also be written as A negation plus B. Okay, so A negation of A plus B. And for if you have written like this, B implies A, then what will happen? B negation of B plus A, both are correct. So let us write in the form of truth table. So here we have two conditions. So we will do this first one. Do this try it in your home and post it in the comment box if you have able to do this. Do this truth table and comment this in the comment box. Okay, so I am doing this part. So let us draw the truth table. A, B, then A, then what? Basically so A implies B means what? A negation plus B. So A plus means A negation plus B. So we will write in the form of, since we have two variables, so to result in A and B only, so n equals to 2, so 4 combinations. So 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. Then we will do the negation of A. So 0 will become, for this 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, and 1 will become 0. Then we will add these two things. Just remember 0 plus 1 in binary, just in binary truth table, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is again 1, and 0 plus 0 is 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, and 1 plus 0 is 0. So this is your truth table output. Next, we will look into biconditional. This is also known as equivalence. Biconditional also known as equivalence. So how would you represent this equivalence? It is represented by double arrow symbol, and it is saying that if and only if. So basically both the statement has to be true. So let us take an example. Both the statement has to be same to become true. If and only if basically means that. So let us take an example A. X divided by 2 equals to 7, and B states that value of X is 14. So how do you represent this in the form of A equivalence B? We will write X divided by 2 equal to 7 if and only if, just add the term if and only if and only if value of X is 14. Just remember this if and only if is the keyword. So if you basically we can get that both the statement has to be same, then only the output will be true. So this symbol can also be represented as A negation multiplied by B plus A into B negation. Okay. Another shortcut is that when both values of truth table are same, then put 1 on the output. So what I am saying is, when we will do the truth table, we will very much understand this. Okay. So let us do this. A, B. Let us make 4 rows. Now, how many values are there? 2 variables. So 2 square is 4. So we have 4 combinations. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. A. So what I am saying, when both the values of truth table are same, then put 1. Look over here. 0 and 0 are both 1. So put 1, and both these two are same, right? Since these two are same, just put 1, and when there is a change, there is 0, 1 and 1, 0, just put over 0 over there. So this is the truth table for equivalence. Now we will learn antecedent and consequent. So antecedent and consequent is where they are used. It are used in conditional statements. So antecedent and consequent are referred to as cause and effect of an action and reaction respectively. So let us explain a little bit antecedent and consequent. So example A, today is Sunday. B, school will remain closed. So A, now if you write A implies B, so this A part becomes your antecedent, and this B part becomes your consequent. Okay. So how would you write this? A implies B. So A implies B can be written as in the form of statement as, if today is Sunday, then school will remain closed. If today is Sunday, then school will remain closed. So basically this is that today is Sunday, so this is the cause, school will remain closed is the action. Now we will be discussing about converse, inverse and contrapositive. So what is a converse statement? So what is a converse? So converse, a condition obtained by interchanging the antecedent and consequent of the given statement is known as converse. So what we have talked about, suppose so let us give an example, so make sure you understand a little bit more. So example, A (16) is divisible by 2. Then it is an even number. So how would you write? A implies B. We will write like this: 16 is divisible by 2. How will you write? If 16 is divisible by 2, then it is an even number. If 16 is divisible by 2, then it is an even number. So now if you write like this, B, so this becomes contrapositive when if you change the antecedent and consequent. So this part was antecedent and B was consequent, we just discussed a few seconds ago. So if you write, you just change this antecedent with consequent, what we will get? We will get that if 16 is an even number, then it is divisible by 2. So got it? We have just changed the antecedent and consequent. This is a converse statement. Then we will learn inverse statement. So if you just negate both the antecedent and consequent, we are getting an inverse statement. So let us give an example. Example A. You practice well, you will win the match. Okay. Now, how would you write this? In implies, you write like this: if you practice well, then you will win the match. That is, if you practice well, if you practice, just put the if and then for implies. So if you practice well, then just put the then you will win the match. Now, how to convert this? Just do the negation of antecedent and consequent. So, well, if if you do not, or if you don't practice well, then you will not win the match. Basically, we just negating this, we are changing into false statement. That is, if you don't practice well, so you can see that we are negating this part. Negating this part. If you don't practice well, then you won't win the match. So basically, we are making the true statement into a false statement. Got it? So this is inverse statement. Now we will talk about contrapositive. Contrapositive. So contrapositive is combination of both converse statement and inverse statement. What we have learned in converse statement is that if you just interchange the antecedent and consequent, then it becomes a converse statement, right? Interchange the antecedent and consequent, it becomes a converse statement. Now if you and then what you have learned in inverse statement, that if you negate the antecedent and consequent, then you will get a inverse statement. So by the combination of both things, we will get the contrapositive. In contrapositive, first of all, what do? We do the converse of a statement, and then we do the inverse of the converse statement. So how? Suppose let us take an example. A you don't reach the station on time, then and the B statement is saying that you can't board the train. Now what you have just said that, so if you write this in implies form, that is a normal conditional form, so A implies B, what we use? If and then. So we will use if A then B, right? So you will write like this: if you do not reach the station on time, if you don't reach the station on time, then you can't board the train. Now we will be learning about tautology, contradiction and contingency. So tautology. So we have done truth table, right? So tautology says that when the output is always 1, that is all the outputs are 1, then it is tautology. So let us do a truth table to find out this answer. So let us solve an expression which we will be doing in the next class, that how to solve a syllogism kind of expression. So So let us take an example of A. Okay, we will solve this part. So how to solve this? Since there are two variables, so we will draw this truth table like this. We will solve this in one by one process. So let us draw the truth table first. A, B, and since there are two variables, so four combinations will be there. So 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. So first of all there is conjunction, this disjunction, negation, again conjunction. So the purpose of solving this kind of solution is that first of all we will do this part. So A conjunction, the conjunction says that when both of the values are true, then only the output will be true. So only the bottom part is true since both of the output is true. Then we will do the second part, that is this part. So negation of this one. So negation of A, B, B. So what is the negation part? 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, and 1 will become 0. Then we will do the disjunction part. So A, disjunction, negation A, conjunction B. So what we will do is that it says that if any one of them is true, then this output is true. So see, you can see here 1 1 0 1, any one is true, so output will be true. So here for this expression, all the values are true, right? All the values are true. So this where all the values are 1, that is true, this is called tautology. Tautology. Next we will see contradiction. So what will happen is that contradiction is where all here on all the values are 1, there will be all the values will be false. So let's do this. Let's take another example to understand contradiction. Contradiction says that all the values in the truth table will be 1. So let us say that, let's do this example. A conjunction B, conjunction, negation of A. So again here is 4 combinations will be there. So let us construct the truth table. So let us do this. A, B, negation of A, then A, V, B, and finally okay. So this will be 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. So negation of A is what? 0 will become 1, 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, and 0 will become 1 will become again 0. And A conjunction is saying that if both of the values are true, then only the output will be true. So we can see that only the last part is true. So 1, the rest part will become 0. Now again conjunction of the negated A and this one, this part and this one. So it is again saying that if both of the values are true, then only the output will be true. So 1 0, not true, false. 1 0, false. 0 0, definitely false and false. So here you can see that all the values for this one is 0. So we can say that it is a contradiction. And whatever the previous values we did, that is for this part, A equivalence and any other part where there is a 1 and 0 both, that is called contingency. That is called contingency. Let's take an example of contingency. Suppose A conjunction A disjunction B. So let us draw this. Let's draw the truth table to find out if it is contingency or not. Contingency is what? 1 and 0. Please remember that. Where the answer is only 1 and 0, there is only exist contingency. AB and AV. So let us do this. 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. What is saying that this is disjunction. Disjunction is saying that if any one of any one of them is true, then the output is true. So first of all, first one is not one of them is true, so it is true. It is false. So remaining part is true. And then what we will do is that A conjunction B. So let us multiply. So between this and this one. So 0 0. If both of them are true, then only the output is true, right? So 0 into 0, 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 and 1 1 1. So here you can see that both the values are zeros and true also. That is 1. So this is called contingency. In the next video, we will be learning about the algebraic laws and how to solve a truth table based on this kind of operations.